This is a new year, and it is time to claim 2025 as the year that you write your book. Woo! The start of the new year can bring a lot of time of reflection, and many writers want to set goals for the new year. And we're going to talk about how to do that in this video. The start of the new year can bring a lot of reflection and thinking about what we've accomplished this past year and what we want to accomplish in the year ahead. But sometimes these lofty ambitions can lead to burnout or frustration or even quitting. And we don't want that to happen for you this year. So how do you set goals that are actually realistic and actually motivating? So as we step into 2025, let's talk about how to set writing goals that are going to be exciting and fun for us to accomplish and work towards throughout the entire year. So in this video, we're going to talk about 3 actionable steps that you can take to be your most productive and have the most satisfying journey this year. So hi, I'm Charlotte. I'm your book coach and editor, and I am here to help women write and publish the book of their dreams. Did you know that most resolutions fail before we even get to February? But not for you, because we're going to talk about the strategies and the ways that you can set goals, especially around your writing, so that you can be set up to accomplish what it is you'd like to accomplish this year. And they're going to be realistic, and they're going to keep us motivated. As with any great journey, it is always great to be able to sit back and reflect on what you did accomplish this year. So before we go into the goal setting, I want us just to take a moment to reflect on what did you accomplish? Maybe what did you set out to do this year and maybe you fell a little bit short, or maybe there were some changes in your life. So let's just take a moment to reflect and really understand some of the habits you created this year, maybe different habits you want to evolve for next year, and just really look at where your strengths lied this year and how we can address areas for improvement. So I want to give you 4 questions to help you reflect on the year. So the first one is, what writing goals did I achieve? So take a moment just to think about what goals did you set for your writing in this past year, and what did you actually achieve? Maybe it was a little bit less, maybe you were right on target, maybe it was even more than you thought. Just answer these questions without judgment. We're not looking to shame or blame or get mad at ourselves. This is really about reflecting on what did you accomplish this year. So the second question to think about this past year is, what are you most proud of that you achieved and why? So maybe you did have the goal to write a book this past year and you didn't quite get there, but you're really proud that you spent a little bit of time writing when you were available to do it. So just take a moment and think about, what are you most proud of that you achieved this year and why? So the third question to ask is, what obstacles held you back? Because we all know life is lifing and things come up, things get in the way, it can derail us from our best intentions. So just think about, were there certain obstacles that were out of your control? Were there obstacles that might have been in your control? And just think about, what are the kind of things that might have been holding you back this past year? And the fourth question I want you to think about is, what kind of writing process did you have this year that made you feel most excited and accomplished when it came to your writing? Okay. So great work at taking some time and reflecting on this past year. And now as we kind of shift and look at the year in front of us for 2025, what would you like to see happen with your writing this year? Okay, so one resolution that might be really easy for us to set when we're starting to frame our goals is to set a SMART goal. So SMART is something that stands for being specific, for being measurable, for being achievable, realistic, and time-bound. So instead of just saying, I want to write a book this year, you would want to make it more specific and within a specific time frame. So it might sound something like, I'll write 500 words 5 days a week and finish my first draft by June. So SMART goals make your writing journey a little bit more manageable and rewardable, and it really breaks it down into a smaller milestone so that you can really celebrate each win and also be able to track your progress and do it in a way that feels very realistic, and it's not putting this overwhelming pressure for you to write maybe an entire series of books this year. So it's really looking at what time, space, and availability you have to show up for your goals, because there's nothing worse than setting an unrealistic goal and then not being able to meet it. So we want to make sure that what we're moving towards maybe is stretching us a little bit, but it's also allowing us to expand into the space and really move towards what it is that we want. So a second resolution that might be super helpful when it comes to your writing journey is to think about how you can write consistently and not perfectly. So even if you just have 10 minutes a day or 10 minutes 3 times a week, that is progress. And so it can be really easy to dismiss just these little chunks of time, but I promise you that whatever words you are able to generate or spend time doing research during that time, you are going to be moving yourself closer and closer and closer to that goal. I know there's definitely a fantasy of wanting to be able to disappear for a weekend or go to a beach for the week and just retreat and write for 7 days straight. But that's not often very realistic. And when I have tried to do that, even if it's just for a day, I find that I get really distracted. I love being by the ocean. I want to go for walks. And so I actually don't get a whole lot more done than I do when I write in 10 or 15-minute increments multiple times a week. So just think about setting a consistent writing practice for the year. And you can use tools like your calendar to schedule in this time. You can use things like the free word tracker I have on the website at hernarrative.com, which I'll link below in the description. But think about, if you are setting out to write a book this year, maybe you're aiming towards like a 70,000 word mark in your novel. So looking at that 70,000 words, you want to then break it down further to say, okay, that means I need to write 5,833 words per month. Or that's about 1,354 words a week. So if you only are able to write 3 times per week, that's about 452 words per session. So just think about if that is very realistic for you, and does that kind of make sense? Does that energize you? Does that feel achievable? So that's where we want our goals to be really specific, and then we're able to say, oh yes, this is exciting, this is motivating, I can definitely do this. And if you are looking at something like that and you're breaking down your word count and you're just like, I don't think this is quite feeling as energizing or inspiring as I'd like it to be, then this is where we can then start to adjust and start to look at, well, okay, maybe writing 3 times a week isn't the most realistic. How can you then maybe aim for 1 or for 2 sessions per week? And then that's just going to extend your timeline a little bit from when you're going to finish your book, but that's okay because again, the consistency over perfection is key. And remember, it's all about showing up for our dreams consistently, and it's not just about sitting down and writing a bestseller over the weekend. So the third easy resolution for your writing goals that you can set this year is to join a writing community. So writing can feel so lonely, but it does not have to be. And being able to join an online group or local communities where you're gathering with other like-minded writers and just being able to immerse yourself in this world and this journey alongside others can be invaluable. Being able to show up in these sessions and share your goals and your progress can be a form of accountability that can continue to help you move forward and stay motivated when it comes to achieving your writing goals. So if you're looking for an online writing community, I've just reopened the doors on the Write Connect community. So this is a virtual space for women and those who identify as women to be a safe space to show up and to celebrate our unique storytelling journeys. And this is open to writers at any stage, at any level, and you can learn more about that community in the description below. Okay, so there you have it. Those are 3 writing goals that you can set for your year and kind of help frame what it is that you'd like to achieve with your writing this year. Okay, so there you have it. There are 3 easy writing resolutions you can set for 2025, and it starts with being very specific with your goal setting. So it's not just, I want to write a book this year. It's getting very specific with maybe how many words are going to be in your book, and then being able to break it down into those different writing sessions that you can then schedule into your calendar or be able to show up multiple times a week, because that second tip is to make sure that you're being consistent. This is not about being perfect. It's about continuing to show up for your goals in a way that feels very good and feels very motivating. And then, of course, the third part is to reach out to others, connect with others. You are not alone on this journey. There is so much power in being able to gather with like-minded individuals to make our dreams happen. They often feel so lonely when you're writing, and it does not have to be the case. There are opportunities to connect with others, to learn, to grow, and just to inspire one another. So if you found this helpful, please like this video. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos to inspire you throughout the year as you write your book. So let's make this the year that you write your book. I am so rooting for you, and I will either see you in the Write Connect community or I will see you in the next video. Thank you for joining.